First of all, I'm not used to that kind of reception when a bill on the disestablishment of the Church of England happens. It's normally that I'm booed and harassed by my fellow peers. So I think I've got at least a more friendly audience than I usually have in the Parliament building. So, friends and fellow secularists, you're probably wondering, who am I and what the heck am I doing here? Well, can I let you into a secret? So am I, if I'm going to be honest. Because my journey standing here before you today isn't probably the most usual journey for a secularist. As I'm now observed by one of my fellow peers as one of the most muscular secularists in Parliament. Now, I don't think they're referring to my gym bunny activities when they refer to that, but my deeply held secular principles. They're not rooted in my family's history and beliefs, as I was made to attend the local Methodist chapel every Sunday and was, between the ages of 5 and 11, attended the local Church of England school. But as I grew, I became a much more critical and free thinker, or as my mother used to say, someone who just couldn't stay quiet. I established my liberal values, which started me to question both my religious faith and the role that the Church of England had in our modern society, which led me to eventually have the privilege of being in the House of Lords. And by the way, those of you who disagree with the House of Lords will be pleased to know that I also do. I believe it should be a second democratically elected chamber, and came to see very close up the bishops at work, and made me realise that a bill to disestablish the Church of England had to come forward and had to be challenged. So for a topic, this deeply resonates with me as a matter of principle. And I don't see the issue of the disestablishment of the Church of England a religious argument. I see it as an argument about how we see our society. It's a society issue rather than a religious argument, and how we continue to strengthen our liberal democracy. So what are the principles of separation for me? Well, for me, at the heart of a liberal democracy and somebody who supports liberal values and governance is that no one person or institution should have a special hold on the levers of power. And that, for me, why the separation is quite important in a liberal democracy. When you have the bishops and the established church being able to influence the levers of powers in the way that it does, and we will see that soon in terms of the assisted dying bill, then it's very clear that it has a special status, it has a privileged status, and it is able to use both soft and hard power to ensure that its belief system is given extra special attention. Also, as a liberal who believes in liberal democracy, I believe in the promotion of equality, which is one of the core tenets of a liberal democracy to me. So disestablishing the Church of England would signify a commitment to equal treatment for all belief systems and all faiths. Currently, the established church enjoys privileges that other belief systems and faith systems do not have, such as representation in Parliament, the only institution in this country that is guaranteed 26 seats in Parliament automatically. Quite an amazing thing in the 21st century. It enjoys privileges of having special courts, which normally Parliament will agree to what they wish to do. I think in the last 20, 30 years, only once has an issue been turned down. And it also undermines the issue of equal representation. And it can and does foster division and resentment with other faiths, who suddenly start arguing, rather than you disestablish the Church of England, they start arguing why they should be in the House of Lords, which I think, undermines even further the concept of liberal democracy. Another reason why I wish to see disestablishment was the protection of individual liberties, because I think that it is vital in a liberal democracy that the protection of individual liberties and freedoms are absolutely vital. There's a great saying on the back of the Liberal Democrat membership card which says that no one shall be enslaved by conformity. Yet when I've seen the bishops and the Church of England at work as part of their special established status, it tends to be they undermine individual freedoms and liberties and try to get people to conform. Equal marriage, issues of abortion. And we're now going to see that in assisted dying. And the reason why you need to understand it is they always say that, well, there's only 26 of us, we're not influential. When the Archbishop of Canterbury stands up in the House of Lords, it's like God's representative on earth is speaking to them. It is beyond the power of one individual. They get preference to speak. Two of you stand up and everyone shouts bishop. Hasn't happened to me, but I'm going to shout checkmate when it does. But you need to understand that their influence is significant. And it permeates. And ministers and civil servants listen in a way that they wouldn't listen to somebody who said they were the chief secularist or humanist in the country. So it's really, really important to understand. And their views on LGBT issues, on, at times, undermining what I would say are universal human rights, are really important. So disestablishing the Church of England gets rid of that privilege, gets rid of that status, and just treats the Archbishop of Canterbury and everybody else as equal to everybody else who has a belief system, because that's what it is. It's a system of belief based on their faith. Now, I also think it's good in terms of the separation of ethics and governance, because the number of times I'm told that we need a Church of England to have special status because it allows moral guidance. Well, you tell that to the young men and women who have been abused in the Church of England, where the moral guidance is not only there, but then when lack of it arises, is dealt with. But there are many people in our world who have actually created a new framework of morality, whether it be humanists, whether it be scientists, whether it be people of faith or no faith. The Church of England has no more monopoly on morality than anyone else. So it's another reason why the state church is no longer required. But the big issue is we live in a society now that is very, very different to when Henry VIII decided he wanted his divorce. We are a country where less than 1% of the adult population on a regular basis goes to a Church of England service. We are a country where there are many non-believers of religion. We are a country where there are many different religions. We are a pluralistic society. And my view is very, very clear. If we are going to really believe in human freedom, in human rights, in pluralism, and that we have a society where people can think, where people can be critical, where people can believe, then it has to be on an equal basis and an equal platform. And the established church undermines that and undermines the very thing that we are fighting for, which is the future of liberal democracy in the West and particularly in this country. And it is for that reason, not because I'm anti-religion or not because I'm anti-faith, it's because I believe in a society where everyone is equal, where no one has their levers unevenly on the hands of power, where no belief system should have special privilege, where no one's voice should be louder than the others, that I believe in the disestablishment of the Church of England so we can continue to fight for our view of a secular society and a free and fair society which allows liberal democracy to flourish. Thank you.